Hi, this is Lauren from LSP Actions, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can add the LSP Floral Texture overlays to beanbag fabric with your newborns. You need to make sure your image is open, the textures are downloaded from the website and unzipped, and the actions are installed in your action panel. If you're unsure how to do any of these things, please watch video 1 where I go through exactly how to get everything set up as needed. So in the bonus extras section on the action panel, you will notice you have here add floral to beanbag fabric. This is a handy sweet little bonus that's included within the actions. So hit play, or if you're on button mode, let me just switch over to button mode. All you need to do is click on the action here and you will be able to find and locate the textures on your computer. Don't try and place from the zip file, make sure you place from the extracted file. So choose the texture that you'd like to add to your beanbag fabric. Let's choose Fleur from the Masters Painterly, but the same applies for whichever whichever texture you wish to add to your beanbag. So I'm just going to stretch this out to fit and adapt and hit enter or double click or hit the checkbox up here and the action will play out. And what this is doing, it's adapting it to your beanbag fabric. Once the action is finished, it will look like nothing's happened, but you'll notice a brush on white has been selected for you. Make sure your settings are normal opacity 100% and 25% flow. The layer mask of the paint on dark backgrounds has been selected, so you just simply need to paint this on. If you're using a light background beanbag, then you're of course going to need to click on here on the layer mask of the paint onto light backgrounds. And just like that. And if you've accidentally gone over your newborn, you can switch to a black brush. I'd recommend popping the hardness up a little bit here and just dab away. Changing the brush side as needed, brush size even. Just like this. Just so you can make sure that that texture isn't affecting that beautiful newborn skin. Coming into the hair a little bit, if baby's got hair or if baby's wearing an outfit, isn't so much of a big deal because it will actually blend the image a bit nicer. Coming around there. Also depends on what texture you use as well, because some of them are very gentle and some of them are heavier, so it all depends on the result that you want to achieve. Now if you're in Photoshop Elements, you will get an error coming up about the blur, so you just need to hit continue, because unfortunately Elements just doesn't have the option to be able to do that to a smart object, which is a shame. But in Photoshop full versions you will get the Gaussian blur here. It comes in a black box, and this is to be able to blur the background a little bit. So if you're using a shallow, whoa, that's a huge mouse. If you're using a shallow depth of field, where your image naturally blurs off, you're going to want the texture to follow too. So click on here, the black box of the smart filters, and with a white brush you can just rub this on. If the blur effect is a little too much, I'm just going to use a huge brush here just to fade that in a little bit. If the blur effect is too much or not enough, come down here to where it says Gaussian blur, double click this, and you can just adapt the blur to suit your image. Like that. You have a tone paint here, so if you wanted to kind of tone your whole image up to kind of match, or whether the texture is warm or cool, you can do that, just dab that about. You have a slight desat, so what you can do is paint this on any areas you wish to take any kind of mega saturation down, if needed. I mean, you might not need it. I'm just going to pop that on a lower opacity. And then of course you have the paint onto light backgrounds, which you're only going to use on a light background. That's literally a copy of here, where the dark backgrounds you've got paint onto light. And so that's how you add the floral textures to a beanbag fabric using the LSP actions that are included, the complementary actions. Or you can add manually if you do set the blend mode to overlay or soft light, or multiply depending on which one works best for your image. But using the actions, it just does it all for you. It's a lot simpler. I'm Lauren, thanks for watching.